House Speaker Nancy Pelosi will deliver the article of impeachment against former President Trump to the Senate tomorrow. Some lawmakers have said they feel he should be convicted, while others believe the trial could impede President Biden's agenda in his first 100 days. Tonight, you can count on us to give you both sides of the story. Utah Republican Senator Mitt Romney was the only GOP member who voted to convict then-President Trump during his first impeachment trial. On the night of the Capitol riot, Senator Romney spoke on the Senate floor, saying he felt Mr. Trump incited his supporters to storm the government building. In an interview with CNN, he said he believes it is constitutional to impeach a former president, but other lawmakers disagree.
Article 1, sections, I think it's 6 and 7, specifically point out that you can impeach the president, and it does not indicate that you can impeach someone who is not in office. So I think it's a moot point, and I think it's one that they would have a very difficult time in trying to get done within the Senate.
In order to get a conviction, at least 17 Republicans would need to break rank and vote against the former president. Democratic Senator Amy Klobuchar spoke this morning on ABC and responded to a similar question about whether the trial should even happen now that Mr. Trump is no longer a sitting president.
It is constitutional. We have precedent from way back when a Secretary of War was tried after he had left office. And obviously there's a remedy that would help in the future, which would ban former President Trump from running again. I think we're going to get more and more evidence over the next few weeks, as if it's not enough that he sent an angry mob down the mall to invade the Capitol, didn't try to stop it, and a police officer was killed.
Senator Klobuchar went on to say she feels the Senate can hold the trial while still passing legislation for the American people.